Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Weapon X, issue number 1. Guys, we have a fairly cut and dry story here, and it's by two guys that I think should stay together, all right? They're the Borg, all right? Not the Borg, the Greg. They got Greg Peck, who has done incredible work. We're talking Incredible Hulk, hello, and we're talking Greg Land, the penciler. These two working together are fantastic. The art is absolutely gorgeous in a world where we just don't have a lot of really good artists over in the Marvel world. This guy here is pretty good. All right, this guy's actually quite amazing. I absolutely adore the art in this comic. Hands down, can't be argued. Now, moving on from that doting, we get to a good story here where basically we have Wolverine out in the wilderness just chilling like a villain, all right? And all of a sudden these two people come up, these two lost campers, not even hikers, and they're really far off the trails. And Wolverine's sitting there chilling out in, Old Man Logan, and these deer come up. And we've seen in the past where, as Wolverine, Logan has gone out into the wilderness, and in order to keep up his hunting skills, he will go up and try and sneak up on a sensitive, fittery doe and just touch the doe right on the back, and then the doe freaks out and runs away, and cool. He doesn't have to actually kill it, unless he's hungry, but that's Wolverine, and I grew up on that Wolverine. I love that Wolverine, and here we just see a Wolverine who's so in tune with nature, and he's out there, man, and he's at least, I think it's like 12 miles or so from basic human contact, and all of a sudden these hikers happen to come upon him, and he's annoyed, but this is a different Wolverine. He's older now, and he's kind of got that grandpa thing going on, and he smells the fear on these two people, this couple walking up, and they're like, we're really lost, sir, could you, help us out? And he's like, oh yeah, sure, and you just go this way 5 miles, and then when you get there, turn west for 7 miles. The guy's like, okay, sure, just which way is west? And Wolverine, listen, I myself, all right, former Boy Scout, former military man, if somebody asked me, which way is west, I would literally be upset and be like, you are so stupid. But I have to also remember that, not everybody quite thinks that way. And obviously, if it's a younger person who just hasn't had that kind of experience, that kind of, father teaching him or her about the basics of the sun's direction, then, it's just, I don't know, it's one of those little things for me. It's a little pet peeve. But now he's a grandpa, and he's just like, sun rises from the east and sets to the, it's like, oh, yes, that's right. Okay, thank you so much. And they're cool and they walk away. And then out of nowhere, they turn into these killer robots and attack Wolverine, Logan. And wow, really cool setup. And he's cursing himself the whole time. These things are fast. They're really fast. Every, one attack I'm getting in, they're getting in like 7. And he, his healing factor isn't what it used to be. He's old man now. But on top of that, he's cursing himself for being not only so slow, but for not being able to smell the claws on this thing and these things and realize that they're actually hunter-killers. Like, kind of like new versions of Sentinels coming after him. So he's finally able to sneak away. He does this little trick where he cuts off a part of his arm and tosses it, and they go and track it. Meanwhile, he's able to climb back up this waterfall, and there's no way they're going to get him in time. So he's able to sneak away, and they're not finding him again. And what he does is he does a little research, and then he goes out and he finds Sabretooth in a cabin. And Sabretooth wants to go after him, but Wolverine knows that, Logan knows that, these things came after him also. He just figured it out. And sure enough, Sabretooth, it's Victor Creed, goes and shows him. He opens up his trench coat and shows him that he's still healing from his innards being completely ripped out from him. So he barely survived this encounter with one of these things. And it was a kid. It was a little kid. So Logan goes and implies that these people, the hikers, the kid, all this, they were actually real people who had these things done to them, which is really insane. Absolutely insane. So he's trying to figure out what kind of, is it the Weapon Plus program, the Weapon X program? What is it? Who is it that's actually in charge of these things that are hunting down mutants? So we also get a side look in the back. Now, if you remember from X-Men Prime issue number 1, you saw that Lady Deathstrike was caught. And now it doesn't necessarily mean that she's weaker than Logan or Victor. It just means she got hit by a freaking cruise missile. All right. But she got caught, and they're making these things based on her designs. So if they find these other mutants, like Wolverine, for instance, they found like a couple pounds of his flesh. They're going to be able to do something with that also. So very insane, the kind of things they're doing. Also, very cool that they're able to make some kind of vibranium glass. That was very impressive. And yeah, anybody who's got I've seen some people on other channels try and explain which is stronger, vibranium or adamantium, and usually get people who are older and, like myself, and they're just like, oh, adamantium's definitely stronger. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by the word stronger. Tougher maybe, but no, adamantium can't cut through vibranium. That's just the way that it works. Anyway, and even vibranium glass. I don't know how they made vibranium glass, but whatever. So this was very interesting. And Victor and Logan now have to team up in order to try and take these things down. And it looks like we're also going to see Domino and Warpath show up also. Who knows who else they're going to get? Just a bunch of people with big, sharp, cutty things. So, and once in a while, Domino taking a shot at somebody. So I'm very interested in this comic. I'm giving this a B+. I enjoyed reading this so much that when I came to the end, I was so sad that the worst part of this comic was seeing to be continued. And now I've got to wait a couple of weeks to see part 2 of this. Not cool at all. So, yeah, I very much vouch for this comic. I suggest you go out and pick this up. Guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, class dismissed.